Welcome to the Tribune Scouting Report. I'm Jennifer Fierro here at Faith Academy, home of the Faith Academy Flames. Of course, the Flames suffered a 60-34 loss to Bryan Allen Academy last week. We're going to sit down and ask head coach Russ Roberts about that loss and then ask him how his team is going to bounce back in time for the district opener against Our Lady of the Hills of Kerrville. Then we're going to sit down, talk to former head coach Mark Earwood about the Flames and ask him what the mindset of the players are coming into this game. All that and more on the Tribune Scouting Report right now.
We are established. We are qualified. We are certified. We are knowledgeable. We are dependable. We are Ken's Heating and Air. Our people make the difference.
Welcome back. With me now is the head coach of the Faith Academy Flames, Russ Roberts. And coach, you guys suffered this 60-34 loss to Bryan Allen Academy, and yet I get the impression though the score really is not indicative of how close this game actually was.
Well, not really. We had more yardage. We had better yards per snap. We did a lot of things right, but we committed 5 turnovers, 4 fumbles and a pass interception. And that pretty much negated all the good we did, gave them an opportunity. And with 4 minutes to play in the game, they were ahead 38-34 and we had the football. But we turned it over. That was the first of 3 straight turnovers on 3 straight possessions. And the end result was they cashed in on each one of those turnovers and beat us badly on the board. But we played well, but we certainly didn't play well enough. And with district coming up, we've got to get better, and we've got to get better right now.
What do you think the guys learned from that experience against Bryan Allen that can help them?
There's a lot of things they can learn. You can learn to have the proper blocking angle. You can learn to take a handoff correctly. You can learn to always look for the best pass receiver instead of a good pass receiver. There's a lot of things you can learn. But what I hope they learn is I hope they're tired of losing.
Okay. Now, of course, y'all are on this kind of carousel. You win, lose, win, lose, win, lose. I think you're ready to get off that carousel, and now's a good time to do that, especially against a Kerrville Our Lady of the Hills team that seems to be extremely dangerous.
They are very dangerous. And you're right, we are ready to win, but being ready to win doesn't mean a win. There's teams across the state every week that lost last week, and they're ready to get a good taste in their mouth, and they can't pull it off. We've got to be able to execute our defense and our offense. We've got to be able to hold on to the football, not commit turnovers if we're going to turn that around. And I think we can. Our Lady is a great football team, but they came over here last year and we were able to defeat them, and I think we've got a good chance to do it again.
What do you know about Our Lady of the Hills?
Well, they've got an excellent tailback. Walker, I believe his last name, he's number 7. He is their best offensive player. He's their best defensive player. And we've got to neutralize him. We've got to be able to tackle him. We've got to be able to control him. And we've got to be able to not allow him to stop us.
Yeah, he's already rushed now. Looks like he's rushed for more than 250 yards and has 5 touchdowns on the ground. Has also been able to pass the ball a little bit and kind of kept the defense a little off balance and that kind of stuff. What are you hoping to do against them to kind of neutralize them?
We've got to contain him. We've got to keep in our contained lanes, that is the biggest difference, I think, between 6 and 11-man football defense. It's so very hard to keep someone bottled up in 6-man ball because there's just so much space and so few people. So it is vitally important that you stay in your lanes, you keep a contained right, a contained left, and a fill in the middle. And if we can do that, we've got a chance to slow him down and stop him.
What about on offense? What do you want to do offensively in this ball game?
Actually, we really want to do what we've been doing. The offense, as I said, we ran the ball for 7 yards a snap last week, and we threw the ball for 10 yards a snap. That's not bad. That's not bad. That's good football. But we created turnovers and we had made mistakes. So what we've got to do is just run our offense the same way we've been doing it all year and not commit turnovers. We've had 3 games this year in which we won the turnover battle, and we won all 3. We had 2 games where we lost the turnover battle, and we lost both games. So that tells you what we've got to do right there.
Do you feel like Kerrville's dangerous now that they've lost a game? I think they're coming in at 4-1.
I think that could help them. I think it could also hurt them. It can make them doubt too. It can work both ways. I'm not worried about Kerrville. I'm worried about the Flames. Okay. And our attitude will determine the game.
Okay. Coach, we appreciate it. Look forward to hearing from you next week during the bye. We'll be right back. We're back. Thanks for staying with us. Joining me now is Administrator Mark Earwood. Coach, thanks for stopping in. Now, are you ready to get off this win-loss carousel you guys are on, or what?
I am, as long as it goes in the right direction. I like to see it be win, 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 win. Yeah, it's been a little bit of a bumpy ride, but not unexpected with a young team.
Okay. Well, I didn't get to see this Brian Allen game. Tell me some of the highlights. What did you think about this ball game?
Well, I think, as Coach Roberts tell you, that the difference in the ball game is turnovers, and it's that way in 11-man football or 6-man. When you have 5 turnovers and your opponent has none, and you're pretty much equally matched, you're going to come out on the short side, and that's what we experienced at Brian Allen. I'm not convinced that the score reflects the closeness of the teams, but 5 turnovers to 0, there's your ball game.
Sure, that's probably the biggest stat that jumps out, other than the scoreboard. 38-34 with 5 minutes left, lay the ball down on the turf. Man, that's got to be disheartening. So what does this team right now, I know you talked to some of the players, where are they right now in terms of mentally? Is this a game that they've already put behind them moving forward?
I think so. They recognized they let one get away. They felt like this was a game where they were the better team, and their own mistakes was their undoing. So that's going to be a growing process for young players. Right now, what I sense in them is that they really do, even though we haven't started district yet, this is the first district game, they've got a sense of desperation, and I'm not sure that's a bad thing. They recognize they need, there's no time to rest because Kerrville is better than Brian Allen. So they are going to have to bring their best game yet to get a victory in the first district game.
Yeah, 4-1, Kerrville Our Lady of the Hills. Was Kerrville a playoff team last year? Refresh my memory. I know
they were. They went to the state semifinal and took Bulverde Bracken down to the last play of the game. Bulverde won on the last play of the game in the semifinal, or Kerrville would have been in the state championship game.
Wow. So that speaks highly of several things. Number one, how good Our Lady of the Hills is. Number two, how good Bulverde Bracken is, defending state champion Class 2A. And number three, how solid the district is.
Our district represented real well last year, and this year's really not going to be that much different. Bracken comes back loaded, but so does Kerrville. Kerrville has an outstanding spread back who can both run and pass, and makes that offense go. So they're sort of like the Baylor Bears. They put up an awful lot of points, so we're going to have to match them point for point.
Do you think Faith has the ability to do that?
I do think they have the ability to do that. I think we've got enough speed across the field to be able to score points from different angles, but more so I think we can use our speed to give that one key player some trouble, but the boys are going to have to play their best game of the year.
Now, I'm an 11-man person. So in 11-man football, when you know that an offense rather likes to run up the score, you want to sit back, control the clock, limit their possessions, run the football. Is it possible to do that in 6-man?
It is possible to do that in 6-man. I mean, you have the potential for a broken play where it's going to go the distance, but yeah, it's possible to have a time-consuming 8, 9, 10-play drive. It does happen every game. It's just it doesn't seem like it when it's compared to some of the other drives. But I think that's what what Coach will want to do. But I think more so than that, he's going to want the boys to come out extremely physical and really get after this running game and do what they did to him last year, which was frustrate that back. They frustrated him with their speed and made him make errors. So he's a year older, a year wiser, and has more experience. But it wouldn't surprise me to see that be the same tactic they take this year.
All right, well, Coach, we appreciate the time as always. Look forward to hearing from you next week, even with Faith Academy taking a bye.
Thank you.
Okay, and we'll be right back.
Caring for you like family is not just our motto, it is our commitment to our patients. At Texas Hills Urgent Care Centers, our highly trained nurses, physicians, and staff know that your health and your family's health are important. With weekend and evening hours, Texas Hills Urgent Care Centers is here for all your family's health care needs, including treatment for illnesses, injuries, school and travel vaccinations, as well as many other services. Located on Highway 71 in Bee Cave and on Highway 281 in Marble Falls, convenient and professional medical care is just around the corner.
Two different philosophies will be on display on Friday night when the Flames travel to Kerrville to face Our Lady of the Hills. You're going to see a Kerrville team that really wants to use a dual threat quarterback and really allow him to create. On the other end of the field, you're going to see a Faith Academy team that really wants to use its speed and its strength up front and control the tempo of the game with a strong running attack. Therefore, it will be interesting to see which team will enforce its will on the other. The team that has the fewest mistakes, that commits the fewest turnovers, and takes advantage of those opportunities is going to be the one to come out victorious. Look for the Flames to do everything it can to win this game, especially since it's the start of district play. No matter what happens next week, you can count on us at the Tribune Scouting Report to be there for you to update everything that happens in this game, and of course, to talk about the Flames during their bye week next week. Until then, we'll see you. I'm Jennifer Fierro.